Here are the moments I think you should know about from episode 33 of Beyond the Gates. And yes, you are getting do-rag today because these braids, they're about 2.5 weeks old, and I got places to be tonight. I'm actually going to go see my other favorite soap opera, WWE, here tonight in Seattle, SmackDown. So this is what you're getting today, and this is what I'm giving for this recap. Let's just start off with Ted. Peak man Ted. Really, dude? You are divulging that you cheated on your wife to your nephew who knows not only your wife, but his cousins, and then saying, I feel so relieved. I feel a little bit lighter. Well, of course you feel lighter. I always say, if you're going to lie, hold that in. Because people don't need to know, especially people who aren't the ones that you lied to. Like, don't go around telling everybody else. Tell that person. He should tell Nicole, because then Dana doesn't have any power over him. But of course, it's a soap opera. But this is like real life as well. People do this all the time. Like, they tell the wrong people, like, here's the thing, I mind my business. You know, I used to work with two people who were clearly in other relationships, but a few times we'd all go out as groups and they'd slink off to a corner and make out. And someone looked at me and said, do you see that? And I said, my name is Bennett and I ain't in it. Oh, my grandma, R.I.P. Such a saying. We got another saying in this episode today that my grandma used to say as well. But anyway, I bring those people I used to work with up because they were clearly okay with us knowing, but it is not my responsibility to divulge to your partner, which one of them had the audacity to then have one of their, oh my gosh, should I say this? They don't watch this. I blocked her. Oh gosh. Oh, okay. I have to say it. One of them had the audacity to now bring their partner to work with us. And we're sitting up here looking at this man in his face. So going back to why I started down this road, Andre now has to look at Nicole and know that his uncle cheated on her. Like, I wouldn't tell her if I was him, but I would feel so bad. And like, you lighten that load and you give someone else to carry the guilt. Now, to that saying that I said, my name is Bennett and I ain't in it, we got another one, Boo Boo the Foo, from Leslie today talking to Eva. I'm just going to call her Leslie, even though her name is Dana, and oh gosh. Yeah, she and Eva had it out because Eva knows that it's her mom who drove the motorcycle, caused Laura to crash, and probably went to the hospital and did something to hurt Laura. Of course, Dana explained it so crazily, like, do you think I hopped on a motorcycle, caused a crash, and snuck into the hospital and tried to off Laura? Yes, exactly. That's exactly what you did. But she said it so crazily that it's like, no, that's not what you did. But we know we're the omnipresent, omnipotent. We're the all-knowing people in this situation. So yeah, no, she is crazy and it's so manipulative. She treats her daughter as like a bargaining tool. And it's sad. And I really hope that Eva is able to break free from this cycle because I feel like this has been all of her life. Dana feels like she's been cheated out of this life with Ted. And Ted actually divulged that he made it seem like it was more than it was. So he didn't feel bad for cheating on Nicole after they had miscarriages and they had a son at home, Martin. And you hear that all the time. Like whenever a couple goes through a miscarriage, a man just goes off and cheats. Like what? And I am all for open relationships, but you have to set that groundwork in the beginning. You can't, or you can change it, but you have to have a conversation. So the writers have hit gold with this storyline. The Ted, Dana, Eva, Leslie, Anna, Lulu, and Nicole storyline, they've hit gold here. And I think they're going to stretch it along because, as we know, 100 episodes just passed, filming-wise. And I believe we still have the actresses playing Eva and Dana there. So they're going to be around for a while, I think. And it'll be interesting to see how they try to rehab Dana to integrate her more into this because she is a character that they do not want to lose. What else happened in today's episode? Well, we saw Samantha tell her great aunt Danny, I don't want this old woman managing my modeling career. And the actress, who is not a teenager, you all continually point that out. So I don't care. I can suspend disbelief. But she plays teenager really well, and she does not want this older woman, and in her eyes, an old woman managing her career. And it makes sense. She wants Chelsea, the influencer, not the person who bang bang brought the gun to the wedding. She wants her older cousin to help her with her modeling career. So that just makes sense. And Danny feels, hurt by that. But, it is what it is. Danny, we can't have breakdowns anymore. We just have to move on. And then we got the storyline with Doug and Joey and Vanessa and Randy. Doug's up at the casino winning. Randy comes over and says, hey, man, you ought to get out of here. And he's like, why? My luck is just up. Says all gamblers ever. Anyway, he gets a phone call from the hospital. Shanice, actually, which I like seeing Shanice in work mode. Her and Eva had some scenes together. And she was just like, I can't tell you anything about this nurse, even though Eva knows the nurse is her mom, probably. But Shanice calls Doug and says, hey, we need you in for a surgery right now. The on-call physician is not there. You got to get here. He gets there. He'd been drinking, obviously, at the club. So big first no-no. And then he almost kills this kid that's laying on the table. And Randy calls him after the surgery. And he says, I couldn't finish surgery. I'm not sleeping at night. I'm not sleeping in the day. And I've got to do something. I've got to stop gambling now. The first smart thing he has ever said. On over to Vanessa and Joey. They're at the club. And they have a conversation. And Joey says about his relationship that his wife cheated on him. They get to talking about bad schedules and him always being gone. And some have floated the idea that this has nothing to do with money, but rather Joey's wife cheated on him with Doug back in the day or whenever this happened. So yeah, and then of course Vanessa's taking it all in and really falling for Joey, which we know she says that to her best friend Nicole, and the look ahead for next week. So it'll be interesting to see how they tie these storylines together because Joey has his tentacles on a lot of things. And then I'm kind of interested in what Andre and Eva will have going on. I don't know. They always have chemistry. They have a lot of chemistry. But I think it's just, the actress who plays Eva. She has chemistry with Andre and with Tomas. So we will see. Anyway, this has gone on for a bit too long. I have to go get ready for WWE, which is not a dress-up event. I mean, it's wrestling. But, just in case there's someone who wants to take care of me afterward, I need a sugar daddy who doesn't want any sugar, who just wants, companionship and to, look at my muscles. What am I doing? Oh, my gosh. Anyway, if you watched all this, thank you so much, and I will see you back here on Monday for my recap of episode 34. But for now, I hope you enjoyed this recap of episode 33.